Hello, fourth graders. So here's the thing. If you're looking at my screen right now, you can tell, oh, we're going over time. Now, I know that you probably know how to read a clock, but a lot of you really struggle with reading a clock quickly and accurately. So we're going to do a little bit of a review for that because you're going to be expected to solve problems and figure out how much time has passed, or you'll have to figure out a start time, or you'll have to figure it out an end time. Well, if you're not reading the clock right, then you're gonna definitely get it wrong. So this clock right here, this type of clock face is called an analog clock. The clock that you're probably used to seeing is down here. This is called a digital clock. Digital clocks are how we actually write time. We have the hour and then we have the minutes that follow. Now, there's two major pieces on an analog clock that you need to be familiar with. You need to know that the shorthand is the hour hand. The shorthand is referring to the hour. The longhand is referring to minutes. So I always like to kind of start off with the shorthand. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little practice, and I'm going to show you a couple tricks to help you out. So looking at our clock here, we have that the hour hand is pointing to the 4, directly to the 4. So our hours are indicated by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your hours are going to be the big numbers. Your minutes are going to be what's between the big numbers. So minutes would be, if you're at 12, that would be 0 minutes. If you're at 1, since this is pretty much a number line, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. And then we have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes for the 6, 35 minutes for the 7, 40 minutes for the 8, 45 minutes for the 9, 50 minutes for the 10, 55 minutes for the 11. So looking at our clock here, our hour hand's pointing directly to the 4. So that looks like we're going to have 4 hours. And then since our long hand, our minute hand, is pointing to the 12, then that means we have 0 minutes. So this clock actually shows 4 o'clock exactly. Let's look at another one. So once again, we have our hour hand and our minutes. This arm right here is usually seconds. So 60 seconds equals 1 minute. So by the time this hand gets all the way around back up to a new hour, it will be 60 seconds. So anyway, we have our hour hand, but the hour hand isn't pointing exactly to one of our big old hours here. The hour hand is between 2 hours. So looking at the 7 and the 8, this hour hand is between the 7 and the 8. So therefore it's still in 7's, what I like to call 7's backyard, 7's territory. So that means this is going to be 7. And then instead of counting 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, all you have to really do is look at where the minute hand is pointing. So the minute hand's pointing directly at the 7. So that means all you have to do is 7 times 5 equals 35. So you have 35. This works because, remember, this was 0 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and so on. So you know each one of these is counting by 5s, so just jump to your minute that you know your minute hand's pointing to, multiply it by the 5 minutes, there you go. another one. Looking here, this one's a little trickier. Our hour hand looks like it's kind of pointing to the 2, but it's technically between 1 and 2. So this is going to be number 1's yard. So our hour is going to be 1 o'clock. Then looking at our minute hand, it's pointing right at 11. 11 times 5 is 55 minutes. So this clock shows 55 minutes. Don't let this kind of clock trick you. All right? Don't let this time trick you. A lot of people would get tricked and they would write 2:55. But 2:55 is only 3 minutes from 5 minutes from 3 o'clock. So wouldn't this be close? Wouldn't the hour hand be closer to 3? But because 1:55 is very close, only 5 minutes away from a new hour, which would be 2, it's pretty close to the 2. All right, one more. Okay, we have our hour hand. It's pointing at the 11, but the thing is you got to look at the minute hand. So the minute hand, you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, blah, 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 blah. But the minute hand is between the 11 and the 12. So that means it's going to be 11 times 5, which is 55. But then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 more minutes. So that's actually going to be 59 minutes. So you're at 59 minutes, and then you got to figure out the hour. Well, if we were looking at, because remember, it looks like it's pointing to the 11, but if we were looking at 11:59, this hour would be way closer to the 12. This is in, technically, the 10's backyard. So that clock reads 10:59. So you can still use the multiplication trick because our minute hand is between 11 and 12, so that would be between 55 minutes and 60 minutes, and so that's going to give us 59 minutes. All right, guys, I hope this helps make reading an analog clock easier for you.